It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Black goat elf, Dotta puppet too. Bearsnake by the ocean blue. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Kobolds and dream masters soar, putting their root on the door. It's Wizard Wednesday forevermore. Wizards of Wednesday, lore at the core. We are a cult with a world of our own, never forgotten or magic is known. It's Wizard Wednesday, it's Wizard Wednesday. Let's read from the book of lore, legendary wizards at the core. Don't get lost in the quantum shadow, abracadabra is our magical manifesto. Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Eat a donut, set your soul on fire. The sacred flame on a funeral pyre. The seventh gate with golden locks. The nightmare imp with a treat box. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday.
Today is August 7th, 2024. As always, it's a good day to join a cult. It is Wizard Wednesday, channeling in from the Quantum Downs. This is the Black Goat of the Wood, Elf J Trul, and I've got some friends on stage with me.
Hey, hello, it's the Orange Puppet Dotta.
Who else we got up here?
Marketing Whiz Entropy here. Hello, hello, everyone.
Hey.
What up, Entropy? And we got Tad up here, right?
Yeah, we got your community kobold. I'm currently
Tad,
on
are
Misty
you
Island
connected?
running around. No, can you hear me?
Is it just me, or is Tad not able to talk?
I hear an echo, basically.
Yeah, a little echo, but I do hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm really here.
All right. I don't know if I
I'll come
should
back in.
disconnect or what. But I'm gonna give it a minute. We got a big show today, guys. We've got we might have a special guest or two come up.
Oh, fun.
We're gonna talk about the game, which I think went over pretty well. And if anyone has any questions, either come up here and ask, or put it in the Secret Tower Discord.
That'll be great. We've got, we had an incredibly fun time with the CBT last week, and we, have we announced the actual dates of the next build? We have dates internally. I don't know, the dates have been achieved internally, but I'm not sure if we've announced them yet.
No, we have not yet.
Okay.
Soon. Very
Soon, TM.
We don't want to give the exact date at the moment.
I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But we have some stuff that we were going to launch even before the next build goes. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think one of the things that I was incredibly impressed with was the Ronin team, right? I mean, we saw Jiho jump in and play just relentlessly and he was tweeting constantly. I was able to team up with him. I was super impressed with kind of like the degree that the Sky Mavis team was helping out. And then more than that, I think even the Ronin community was just incredible. Like, I think that just, again, I mentioned this before on Wizard Wednesday. It's so fun to like get people from Ronin into the cult because there's such a symbiotic kind of relationship in that community.
Totally agree. Yeah, I've noticed that even a lot of Ronin people are now making artwork and making lore, which is fantastic. Yeah, we'll go over some of it in the Cult Chronicle later. But yeah, it is truly a symbiotic relationship. I think another just really great thing I noticed is crypto Twitter is not afraid to tell you if your game sucks, if they hate your game, because
Right.
I mean, we've seen reviews on other Web3 games that were not great, but I think overwhelmingly we saw nothing but positive reviews on the Runeverse game. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
Everything coming through my feed was all fun and really enjoying the process. Well, and while I will say that, like, very helpful feedback from folks who had experienced bugs or any sort of small things, that was exactly what we were trying to test for with this closed beta. So if you are listening to this and you submitted any sort of feedback to our team whatsoever, thank you. That is literally what it's all about. We needed to get this test out here to see where some of the sharp edges might be as we kind of work towards this persistent release and live service at the end of the year. So this is exactly what we hoped for. Really kind of very pleased to see all the stats and yeah, all your feedback, like very, very valuable stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we had a big sort of review with Bisonic, and we made a whole list of notes. And before we could even give them the list of notes, they basically already had them on their end. So they already, they were listening to the community and Twitter and Discord. They already knew all the bugs. So yeah, I mean, I think this build, like, certainly there were bugs. It for me, it didn't crash as much as the last build. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for I don't know if I would say, I guess I would say improvement, but just more features that we want to get in there. More customization on your character, more lore, more stories. I think the next build is going to be even better. Um,
And one of the things that was incredibly fun about like this build versus the Eve of Memory event was just how global it was. I shared a map of a moment in time when people were playing, and like, one of the things that we noticed in the metrics is that on Eve of Memory, it was like very kind of U.S., like the Americas focused, and so we had like a wave of people during the daytime, and then fewer people at night. For this, I think, especially because of the Ronin community, it was a lot more of an international build. The concurrent users was like, um, it was high the whole time, and it was because you had this sort of 24-hour cycle. As even as the sun was moving across the globe, there was just a new group of people playing. So I mean, it was a closed beta test, so we didn't invite all the people that we might have wanted to. So I think really kind of the real test and adoption is going to come. I mean, the next real test is going to be in this open beta, and we're working very hard to get a lot of users at that event. But it was really really fun just to see that it's a global phenomenon, that it's not just U.S. anymore.
for sure. And Dota, is it true you only made it to level 6?
No, I made it to like level 11. I just had was only level 6 for that screenshot. Yeah, but I didn't max out at level 15. Um, yeah, I definitely approached some bands of people in like I don't know what the armor was called because I'm too much of a loser to even earn it. But the bird armor, and I like tried to team up with them and go into like super hard areas, and people would do it because they like know who I am. But then the game is already calibrated against that. That like if you're too low of a level, you can't just like mooch off super high players. Like you don't get any XP. I was like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I remember you asked Bisonic about that, and at first I was like, "Wait, that sucks. You can't like cheat." But then I was like, "Oh yeah, you can't cheat. That's fair."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm glad they thought of that. Uh,
Well,
wow.
real quick before we get super far into the show and kind of fun guests and things that we have teed up that we're going to learn more about today, I just wanted to make two kind of top line announcements. The first one, if you check the pinned tweet in the space right now, you'll see that we have done a slight tweak to our branding. So previously, for the last 3 years, Forgotten Runes has been all lowercase at Forgotten Runes on Twitter, or X, if you prefer to call it that. We've since made a decision to go with a capital F and a capital R, so give us a little bit of title case in the name. This is part of rebranding that we're currently undergoing for Forgotten Runes, and we're really excited about it. A little bit of sneak peek of some of the graphics here and the asset that's attached to this post. So just to kind of let everybody know what this means, fundamentally, not a whole lot. All of the past links, any mentions of @Forgotten Runes, all lowercase, will still redirect to our Twitter. So no issues there, no lost kind of content in the past. If you type it either lowercase or with title case in the future, it'll still redirect. I would encourage you to use the capital F and the capital R just because it is kind of a step up for readability, right? It separates those two words, so it's a little easier to recognize. And it also just allows me to type out Forgotten Runes Wizards Cult with capitals on each of those words. So my brain will be very happy anytime that I'm trying to kind of get our brand out there. So it's kind of a small change, but it's attached to something larger that we've been working on for a really long time and are excited to share with you. And the other sort of top line announcement is that today we are hosting Wizard Wednesday, not only here on Spaces, but also on Nifty Island. Clooney the Scourge has been creating just a ton of really impressive 3D models and uploading those to Nifty Island for anybody to get for free. And he's taken all of these items and built them into a really impressive island. The little bit of wordplay on the I, E-Y-E there. And so if you are a Nifty Island player, or if you've never even checked it out before, I'd highly encourage you to hop in and check out this island. Lots of fun mini games and things for you to be able to do with other cult members while we're listening in today. You can see everybody's cool 3D models and have a little bit of fun on the side. I would be joining you myself, but I'm so hooked into my devices right now that I'm terrified that the Nifty Island audio would come and crash the space. So I'm going to hold off and you guys get in there and have fun for me.
Yeah, we love the Nifty Island team, and we love Clooney for building such an awesome island.
Yeah, this island's awesome. It has a whole bunch of different sections too. It even has Penguin Capital in here.
Fun. Oh, that's great.
Fun. Great stuff.
Yeah, Clooney, if you ever want to come up and just talk about what you built, I'd love to ask you some questions about it. But yeah, super impressive. You know, we've been following your progress for months in the Cult Content Chronicle, and I'm glad to see it's finally open.
Yeah, this has been months in the making. He's been making like pieces here or there, and just been offering like building parts for people to make, for wizards to have their own Legos for free. And it's just been great. Like this, seeing it all put together like this, like actually running around it, and he even has like portals to the different sections where there's different areas that he built out. It's amazing.
So fun.
Oh, I'm super sorry. I totally forgot one little tail end detail. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
So we've done this with the Forgotten Runes main account. And I will be honest, I was anticipating that we would lose our gold check for a couple of days here. I verified this with Twitter support. It took 3 weeks to reply to me. But apparently the information they gave me was wrong. So our gold check is not touched. It's not going away. And I'm very happy to see that. I think it will cause less confusion for folks. I think it was just title casing. Like they didn't count that as like a full change. But the thing that I forgot to mention is that we are also going to do this with Forgotten Runeverse, the Forgotten Runeverse game account. They are going to go through a slight trigger for probably recheck for their gold check mark. We're upgrading their account status so that we can do a little bit more with that account over there. So you may see a post from them later today kind of outlining that. And it's more likely that they will lose that gold check mark. So just be careful anytime you're out there interacting with posts. Take an extra second to verify what it is that you're looking at and interacting with. There will never be a stealth mint. Be careful out there, folks.
Yeah. I think Elon fired the guy that was supposed to know anything about the gold tech.
Yeah, right. Just like approve it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Speaking of the game, Real Top Shot had a question. I don't know if we have the answer, but I'll ask it anyway. He wants to know: will we be sharing any numbers regarding concurrent uses, your concurrent users, total bosses killed, total mana consumed, total mana purchased, anything like that?
No. We'll talk more about that at the open beta. I think that like an important part about the closed beta was the main idea there was just to stress test the servers, even more than the content within the game. You know, there was a little bit of a debate in terms of like, do we want to share all the new content in the open? in the closed beta, and the call was to not, right? There's new content in the open beta that's not in the closed beta. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Matt.
No, you're right. Yeah, the closed beta was actually it was actually an older build. So we had it was like in between kind of like a Q1 and Q2 builds that we initially had.
Yep.
So like this newer build, which is going to be new foundations, is actually going to be like the combination of Q1 and Q2 builds that we had in mind. And so like yeah, there was that debate about like if we want to actually have like the full like content in the closed beta and such, but we figured that it would be better if we have those surprises for the open launch. Closed beta was specifically meant to kind of like stress test the servers and make sure that after migrating to Ronin, all the functionality worked properly and such. So in terms of content, it's definitely not what's going to be presented in the open build. And so like we're really excited to have the open like so like a lot of those numbers aren't going to really be representative of like what we want the open build to be. So and of course it was closed, so we only really like allowed a certain amount of people in. There's tons of people who want to get in, obviously, but the purpose of it was mostly for testing. The actual content is going to be mostly in the new foundations build, which is going to be in a few weeks. So we will be making an announcement soon with the actual date, like soon TM. But I think when that happens, we'll be releasing metrics on that build, because that's the build that's actually important for gaining metrics and actually getting that new feedback on the new gameplay loops and such. So
Exactly. Yep.
Matto, I have a question.
Sure.
Will I have to start back at level 0 again and work my way back up?
No, if you did the closed beta test, so part one of the perks of the closed beta was your progress will completely carry over to new foundations. I mean, initially that wasn't the case, but after like kind of seeing people play and like catching feedback, we realized like it doesn't really make much sense, right? Because it's supposed to be a test. We wanted it to be like just specifically a test, but we realized people were having so much fun with it, and they were like, actually speed leveling to 15 and such. We're like, you know what? There's so many people that are actually like going through the core content of this. It doesn't feel fair to have them do it again, right? Because a lot of the content that's new content and new foundations is going to be like end game content, as in like end game for the beta build. So it's going to be like 15 plus. The level cap is raised to 20, and so like a lot of that content you won't really see until like level 15, aside from like minor changes to quality of life such. So so if you reach level 15, great. If you any items that you got, even if you didn't reach level 15, by the way, there's no level cap. You reach level 7, you're fine. All your progress carries over into new foundations. So
Fantastic.
Oh, and then one big thing, because a lot of people were asking, if we have the roll system on the Fountain of Memories. 250 rolls gets you a free plot of land, like not free plot of land, but a guaranteed plot of land, and that your roll counter persists as well. So like if you did 249 rolls and then the closed beta just ended, you'll be the first one in line. The first roll, you'll get a land plot. So that was another big thing that also persists.
That's great. Very cool. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the cult questions. Bridge wants to know, what's my Nifty Island password? Bridge, I just need you to send me the seed phrase of the wallet, and I can get you that password right away. Okay. Meeple Dad is asking, and Meeple, if you want to come up and talk more about this, please do. But Meeple's asking, what treasure trove plushie will be your favorite? The green frog litho or the bread friend plushie? Okay, first of all, I didn't know there was going to be 2 plushies in the treasure trove. That's amazing. And Meeple, that's a really tough question to ask. I mean, I think I have to see them before I judge. I mean, you're asking me to choose like a favorite child here, litho or bread friend. That's an impossible choice. Do you guys have a favorite?
I gotta go litho.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
Litho
take
has more lore. Bread Friend, all I just see is his back running away.
Yeah, Litho does have a lot of lore. Andy has a song. So that's a really good point. But yeah, I mean, speaking of treasure trove, the pre-order is live right now. I wonder if we can share this up in the thing. We really need Meeple Dad to come up here. I'm gonna look for it. Hold on. Okay, well, I look. Don't we have another guest who's coming up?
Yes, we do. We're expecting some folks from the Reeves Game Jam to be joining us a little bit later in the show. They're putting on a very cool little game jam kind of invite for Forgotten Runes to come in and participate in their system. I'll grab one of their posts and pin it up top so you can see.
Yep. And by the way, Elf, I found it and I pinned it up to the top.
Thanks, dude.
We're
Thank
good.
you.
Yep. No worries.
Nice. And we got Clooney here too. Cool.
Oh, hell yeah, Clooney.
Hey, Clooney.
Hello, Meeple Dad tuning in here. Yeah, I know it was an impossible
I'm standing
question.
next to Clooney on his island right now, and it's so freaking cool. If you guys haven't seen it, you should pop in and just run around at some point when you get the chance.
Cool. Tad, I think you're talking over.
Yeah, I think there's several people talking at once, actually.
Oh, Twitter.
Oh, Twitter.
Seriously. Okay, hold on. Tad just said that he's on Clooney's island right now. Hold on, Meeple Dad. Let's talk to Clooney for just a second.
He fell off. I don't see him anymore.
Okay, it's weird because I do see him. Okay, we'll go to Meeple Dad. Meeple, can you hear us?
Yeah, what's up, gang? Nice to see
What
everybody.
up, buddy?
What up?
It is an exciting day. So I've been working with Merlin from Muse as well as many other creators, and we have the Treasure Trove pre-order system all set up and raring to go, so people can check it out. It's pinned on my Twitter. It's pinned and shared around on the Forgotten Runes Twitter as well as in the Discord. So check it out. You can see all the fantastic items, and go ahead and place a pre-order. You can pre-order with crypto or with Web2 payments, thanks to Merlin and his team at Muse, who've built a really smooth integration with Stripe there. So definitely check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pre-orders are going to run for a month. Or a couple of weeks at least. There are limited quantities, so if you want one, don't delay. Jump on and grab one up. I'll be honest, there wasn't plans to have multiple plushies. There was just going to be the Litho the Frog. But then when Feckless said that he was building the Bread Friend, I reached out. I was like, hey, let's team up. Let's make this happen. So now we've got double the plushies.
That's amazing.
That's so good. Meeple, I gotta ask. Okay, so who did you say is making the Bread Friend plushie?
So Feckless Mage is the one who had the brilliant idea for the Bread Friend plushie. He's actually found a really cool plushie manufacturer that works with artists to build their vision. It looks like it's going to be a really fun project. And I think the DAO proposal for the Bread Friend plushie is going up shortly for vote. I'm a little embarrassed that I don't know, but it is the proposal is just getting vetted, and I think it goes up for vote next week to get some DAO support for the Bread Friend plushie. So check that out when it goes live. But they will also be available. You can secure yours today through the Treasure Trove pre-order if you get the premium box. The premium box gets you the plushies.
And then how are you manufacturing the Litho plushie?
The Litho one, I have a couple of different options. I'm going to see if Feckless's partner can that he's using to do Bread Friend can do it. Otherwise, I've got a sort of another plushie manufacturer that does frogs already and can do them great.
Okay.
And then it's all in the lore.
Yeah, got it. So awesome, and I love this illustration. I think Tanya did it that you're using as the header image.
Yeah, so that Tanya did that up for us. That's sort of a bunch of wizards celebrating under the rune of brass around a table, enjoying some games, enjoying each other's company and collaboration. That is going to be the art on the cotton t-shirt, not to be confused with Daniela Illustra's amazing piece of artwork of my witch Liliana. That's going to be the artwork on the hoodie.
Oh my God, this is going to be the best treasure trove ever.
Wait, where is this artwork? I don't see it.
It's in the banner.
Got it. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and if you jump on the Muse page there, treasure-trove.muse.io, you can scroll down and you can actually see all the different objects that are going to be in the games, the hoodie, the kobold socks, everything. It's all there for you to oogle at. And I even made a little video demoing the Secret Tower Lego set, which has extra secrets.
Oh, wait, there's a Lego set in the treasure trove?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You got to check out the video because I can tell you over Twitter Spaces, but the inside the Secret Tower Secret Tower Lego set, you can actually hide a Ledger Nano S or Ledger Nano X. So your Forgotten Runes Ledger can hide inside your Lego set. Yeah, it's great.
Genius. I love it.
You have outdone yourself, man. So good. Man, everybody here needs to grab one of these. Meeple, and then why the rune of brass on this image? I think I know why, but I want you to tell everyone why.
So I was inspired by your post a couple of weeks back where you were sort of exploring the runes and giving a bit more insight into them. And the rune of brass is sort of in this hierarchy where once all the elements come together, you start getting alloys, and you get, the rune of brass comes from this phase of culture where people start building and working together. And that really symbolizes what the treasure trove is. It's when, cult members collaborate and build cool stuff together, we can make something that's bigger than any of its individual parts. And that's why the rune of brass is there. And it also it snowballs, right? So when people sign up and pre-order a treasure trove, that helps fund the project, which in turn funds the DAO. The first $1,000 of profit raised from this project goes directly to the DAO to help fund more art, more creation, more brilliant stuff. So by supporting the treasure trove, you're supporting the creators that have built the stuff in it, as well as future launching us into success for the DAO to do more, to create more of everything we're doing.
Meeple, this is so cool, man.
I'm
so excited. Treasure Trove V2 is going to be a hit. Yeah,
I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah. Meeple, I hope you have enough of stock, because I feel like you're going to sell out. Enough inventory. Okay, well, cool. Yeah. If anyone wants one, I'm sure everybody does. It's linked right up in the top. Pre-order is live now, and there's multiple ways to pay.
If folks have any questions, reach out. I'm always around. You know where to find me. So hit me up on Twitter or Discord if you have questions. And I can't wait to get building.
Amazing. Okay, Clooney, are you able to speak now?
Hello, cultists.
Clooney, what's up, wizard?
Hey.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much for having me on and having fun on my island. I don't know if you noticed, but Nifty Island is actually having their game night streaming live from this island right now, too. So in the Nifty Island Discord, they're streaming gameplay on my wizard-themed island right now.
That is so great. Are they streaming on Twitter, or where are they streaming?
In the Discord. So in the Nifty Island Discord, I think it's Island Radio or whatever their main, Island Radio voice chat, and then they've got a video of the stream up in that channel.
Great, amazing. Clooney, I'm really glad you came up here. We've been following your progress for over a month, I think. And I one thing I was curious about is like, a lot of the assets that you've got on your island, are they custom made, or is there like some kind of builder within the Nifty Island engine, or how are you doing that?
Okay, so this is Vox art. I'm a Vox artist, so I use Magica Voxel, and I don't know if you know about voxel art, but it's its own kind of weird beast. So I'm making these models in Magic of Voxel, and then I'm importing them into Blender, cleaning up the geometry to make them fewer triangles, and then exporting into a format that you can use in Nifty Island.
Got it. Okay, interesting. Is there a reason you don't just like do it straight from Blender with just polys, or do you just prefer voxels?
Well, I am now just starting to work on pieces from scratch in Blender, but I had been working in Magic of Voxel for like 3 years, and I'm only just starting to learn Blender in the last few months. So pretty much the pieces that I've been making for Nifty Island and tagging you guys with, these kind of wizard themed models, are the beginning, very, very first steps of my Blender journey. And I've learned a lot since I started, maybe 4 months ago or something, I think.
Got it. Super fun. That's so cool, man.
I will say that the voxel aesthetic very much fits with Forgotten Runes. So thank you for making it with voxel. I would say it's a very good choice for making any Forgotten Runes related imagery for or models for us.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of bridges this gap where I can still have the runes pixel perfect exactly as they are, and it doesn't look out of place because all of the texturing is pixel like that.
Totally.
And so I actually have 2 more sets in the works that I've teased little bits of them here and there, but I'm working on a wizard's library that's kind of a hedge wizard style thing. It's going to be a lot more wood and warm, kind of a green wizard style deal. And then in that, there's going to be a couple more stained glasses, and I've teased a couple of those. And then I'm also working on a set of medieval houses, kind of Wattle and Daub style modular house set, so that you could, combined with the castle pieces I've previously released, do a pretty good castle, walled castle, and village set, and then also have a wizard's tower and library set to kind of cover a lot of bases.
Fun. And then do you have some games live on the island now, or is it more just an exploratory thing?
No, there's games live on the island right now because, in fact, once I get off this talk, Nifty Island wants me to host a game there. I think they're going to do some Bloom giveaways for people gaming on the island right now. There's 14 people on my shard, and I think there's 2 shards going on.
Nice. All right. So yeah, go check it out. There's some Bloom giveaways. That's so great, Clooney. Yeah, I've really loved watching your progress on this island, and I'm just so glad that someone from Forgotten Runes is building this much on Nifty Island, because I love that team, and I think they have a really great product.
Oh yeah,
totally. And I finally have fiber internet, so I can actually play it. Versus last time I was like on DSL, and it was just like, like looking through a window trying to watch everybody else play.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. Yeah, I was just going to say the Nifty Island team, their creator tools are so nice. It's so refreshing as a content creator to just be able to easily publish these things, update them if the files are wrong, publish them for free, and get them out there to people with a great tool set of free claims or token gating. And so I've been really excited. I was building in some different metaverses for a while, but it was all a lot more cumbersome. And really, I just want to create stuff and get it out for people. So it's been a perfect fit.
That's great, man. That's great. Okay, well, yeah.
All right,
yeah, we won't hold you too long. It sounds like you got to get back to your island. But yeah, man, keep up the good work.
How do I get on the island? How do I actually find the URL to join the island?
So when you click on the URL, it should take you to the Nifty Island website if you're not already logged in, and it'll try to push the launcher. So if you have the launcher downloaded, the link will pretty much be like a smart link that opens up the launcher.
Yeah, but what's the URL?
Oh, we should pin it up on. I'll pin it up really quick for you on the Spaces.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, hey, thanks. Appreciate all that great feedback too, and I really appreciate you guys. So awesome. Stay magic.
Stay magic, Cliff.
Stay magic.
I love when wizards come up. I think that's the first time Clooney has come up here. But yeah, I love hearing from new wizards once in a while. It's great.
Okay, I just added it to Spaces. I think when I clicked share to Spaces, it doesn't seem okay. Now it is just lagged. All right, cool. It's up on the Spaces, Dotta. So if you click that link, you'll be able to see a preview of the island, but also it will take you to the island, and it will have you log in from the site if you're not logged in.
Okay. Okay, I got the launcher up. All right, so one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is the lore ranker. So I launched it just before we did the beta build, so I didn't really do a big announcement, but I still will. We're working towards getting the open beta live, but if I find some time, I'd like to run a contest for ranking lore. So if you look at the website, if you go to forgottenrunes.com/lore/rank, and then there's some links along the way, what you'll be greeted with is a super duper fun random lore explorer /lore ranker. So try it out. It's really fun. So what you do is you're presented with two pieces of lore, one on the left, one on the right, and then you click on the lore that you think is better. Did we talk about this last week?
A little bit, but go do it again.
Yeah, so what you're able to do basically is to take the lore and kind of just choose the one that you think is better. And we thought a lot about like how we can kind of keep the book of lore open, but then not have, but then still have some quality constraints. And then as soon as you start talking about quality, you realize that's a subjective constraint, and it's like, well, what is quality? Who gets to decide? Who's publishing the editorial views? If we have upvotes and downvotes, what happens if somebody writes something and then it gets a bunch of downvotes? There's all these questions when you start showing kind of social metrics on top of people's creative works that I think there's a lot of pitfalls. And so at the same time, it's really clear to everyone that it's possible to launch creative work or like to use a creative platform to launch like just junk, right? For whatever reason. So this kind of like glosses over all of that. You have to log in with your wallet, and it basically says, you get to choose between two pieces of content which one you like better. And the idea is that after we get many thousands of pairwise rankings, you can effectively come up with a global ranking of lore where you see what people tend to prefer. And then you can kind of look at the lore and maybe make a cutoff for, let's say, something like airdrops or what you feature, or just to have some generic metric on how we can assign a quality ranking. So it's an experiment. I'll try to run a contest as soon as I get some time. No deadline on this yet, where maybe we give away a few warriors to the top rankers. I think we'll probably use it for some airdrops eventually. But I think, check it out. If nothing less, it's a super fun way to look at random entries from the Book of Lore. I can tell you that when I sat and read through it I probably ranked like 1,000 entries, and it's really fun. I saw tons of new content that I'd never seen before. Tons of lore that was really, really good. And I think actually I've heard some people from the outside who kind of are skeptical that the Book of Lore is like low quality, and it's not. There's so much that's really good in there. So yeah, check it out. The forgottenrunes.com/lore/rank, and rank some lore. You never know what might be in it for you down the line.
Yeah, I mean that last little cryptic hint that Dotta gave is actually more significant than you might think. We believe it or not, we talk a lot internally about how to incentivize really great lore creation, not just quantity but quality. And this is, I think, just one in a potential list of many tools that we want to build that are going to do that. It's just really important for us to build an incentivization system to do this. So if that sheds any light on what we're doing, great.
It occurs to me that I've seen a couple of requests come in for like a Book of Lore quality of life update that would include like a randomization, like a sort of a stumble upon style, like just take me to some random lore. And this kind of achieves the same outcome, right? Like you're prompted to read two pieces of lore that you might never have discovered otherwise. So I've been really enjoying it. I think it's super cool.
True. Yep. It's definitely true. Okay. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Somewhat connected, I guess. Has anybody seen the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
No.
I have not yet.
Nobody up here has seen it. Okay.
I haven't seen it quite yet. I'm very excited too, but what I have been getting is a ton of I've been getting videos in my feed that are like going deep into the comics and like talking about some of the like further like deep long-term stories of like Wolverine, and I've been discovering things about the Marvel universe that I never knew before. So it's been interesting.
Yes, it is a very deep universe. In fact, it is a multiverse. Um, and so that's actually what I kind of want to talk about. But before I go into that, I just want to say, yeah, the movie was really fun. Like, what I love about the Deadpool movies is like literally every 3 lines is a joke, and you're just like chuckling through the entire movie. Deadpool is so stupid and so funny. It's just a fun watch. So I would recommend it on those grounds alone. But yeah, one thing it really made me think about is this eternal problem that every single franchise has, which is this issue of how do we continue to tell stories over many, many decades with thousands of characters, and how do we solve for continuity? Um, because it's nearly impossible to take Batman, for example, and look at his comic stories from like the 50s and perfectly align those with modern day films or video games. It's impossible to do, and it's just kind of pointless to even try. And every franchise has to deal with this. And so, I think most franchises just don't care. With Batman again, they have no problem just like rebooting the entire story every 5 years in a film or in a comic or in a video game, and they just retell the origin and they tweak it any way they want. And the fans totally accept this. They totally understand it. This is what most franchises do. No problem. But Marvel is actually a little bit different. They actually deploy this narrative device for this, and it's called the multiverse theory. Um, Deadpool used it last night in the film. They've used it in Spider-Man. They use it a lot in all the Disney Plus TV shows. And in fact, they really introduced this whole idea in the comics themselves decades ago. And it's this multiverse theory that allows them to tell any story they want and completely recast the same character in any way they want, and yet still have this device that ties it all together. And so, I was thinking about this in the context of Forgotten Runes. It's something we've certainly talked about before. Um, how does a world being built by thousands of separate people achieve any semblance of continuity? And we certainly have tools and resources to help with this. We've got the Book of Lore and the Wikipedia and the Loracle, and all these things help all of our creators align. But is there a sort of narrative device like the multiverse theory? Um, and personally, the way I think about it is Forgotten Runes is sort of this meta commentary on the collective consciousness itself. When you look at world history, we've got this entire omnibus of mythologies and occult spiritualities and religions and legends and epic stories across regions and cultures. And Forgotten Runes is a commentary on that sort of spiritual creative impulse that has been with us since the dawn of mankind. Um, and I don't think that I'm interested in some kind of sci-fi multiverse theory, but what I am interested in is this idea that our multiverse is really sort of this polymind cogniverse. It's a universe that simultaneously exists in all of our heads, at the same time together in this sort of pseudo quantum state where all contradictory realities are real at the same time. Um, I always think about this William Blake quote where he says the ancient poets animated all sensible objects with gods or geniuses. And then he goes on to describe how these creations are then used as sort of weapons of manipulation. And then he says, and thus men forgot that all deities reside in the human breast. And I'm just really attracted to this idea that the human mind creates these worlds and narratives that become just very powerful and can shape entire generations of culture. Um, if Forgotten Runes has any kind of narrative device that binds the Runeverse together, it's this sort of multi-mind cogniverse where all canons exist simultaneously in a quantum state. And I think it's you could think of it like this multiverse that it doesn't exist out there in some sort of sci-fi cosmos. It exists in our own hearts and minds. Um, so so yeah, I think that's kind of our narrative device if we even have one. But I really do love the way Marvel has went that sort of extra mile and sort of built this narrative device to link all of their stories together and didn't just say, F it, we'll just tell whatever we want for no good reason. Um, but anyway, go watch Deadpool. It's super funny. I laughed the whole time. It's a really fun watch.
I've never seen any of the Marvel movies. Which one should I start with?
Start with the original Iron Man. That would be my recommendation. But I don't know. Do you guys have another recommendation on that?
I mean, I've watched like
Good start.
Spider-Man movies. Like I guess like that counts, right? It's some of them.
Well, it depends on which Spider-Man movies.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
I tend to always recommend people do the release chronological order for a first watch through with series, things like this. Though I will say, if you're ever interested in going back and doing a second watch, there's some really interesting reorder suggestions. And the same thing goes for like Star Wars, and I'm trying to think of something else. I actually just saw, interestingly enough, somebody cut together all 7 seasons of Lost in a chronological order, so you can go back and watch the entire show from a completely different viewpoint. I might have to embark on that pretty soon, but yeah, Dotta, I would say chronological first. Iron Man's.
I mean, if you really want to just take the quick route, honestly, just watch Avengers, Infinity Wars, and Endgame. Just 2 movies, and that might be good enough.
Okay, good, because I can't watch 30.
I mean, there's a lot of Easter eggs you might not totally get if you just watch those 2 alone, but it's still an enjoyable watch.
Okay.
One thing that I find funny about how comics, DC and Marvel, how they handle the multiverse is there are times where like specifically if like multiverse characters meet one another, for each one of them they are each Earth 1. Like they always designate, like, of course, like the universe you're from is Earth 1, right? So like they'll meet each other like, hey, you're Earth 615. It's like, no, we're Earth 1. You're Earth 612. Like you're like, no. So it's always funny. That's like that is how it would work in real life, huh? Like if like your universe that you would be considered to be like, this is universe prime, and it's like, but in other universes you're not, right? Like, they're just for them, they're just as important. They are the center of their universe. And it's like it kind of speaks like this higher kind of egotistical mindset like humans have of like always being in the center of things. So it's like even if like in a multiverse kind of like fabric, we would still think that we are the center of that somehow.
Matto, it's funny you say that because Deadpool kind of acknowledged that exact concept.
Yeah, no, that's a running joke that's in the comics. I'm sure that they brought up in Deadpool too. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, are the Reeves guys, are they going to come up?
Yeah, we got Mux up here.
Oh, Mux is from Reeves. All right, Mux, hello.
Hey guys. That was very deep. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. I really like that conversation and all these updates, but that multiverse topic was really deep. Yeah, really liked it.
Thanks.
That's how we roll on Wizard Wednesday.
I love it. I love it.
But Mux, yeah, tell us what you're building. I've been watching from afar, and it seems really fun and interesting.
Yeah, so we're building out sort of an on-chain retro console. So you can think of it a bit like an emulator that's fully verifiable on-chain. And we're trying to build it in a way where we're kind of designing this console from the ground up and trying to make it kind of like retro consoles, easy and enjoyable to build on. Like, you don't have to use Unreal or other game engines. You kind of, just write your code, put in your sprites, and everything works. Reduce, add additional constraints such as, your games need to be up to 250 kilobytes in size, can't be more than that. And all of that should make it more fun and enjoyable, basically, to create games. And essentially for individual creators or game builders to express themselves through these cartridges or games. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing with Rives. And yeah, I've been a big fan of what you guys have been up to at Forgotten Runes. And, you guys have some crazy sprites and assets, basically, that I think would be a great fit for some game jam. And I spoke to Bill and a few of others here in the spaces here, and yeah, we put it together. And so I'm excited for this jam. I think it's starting tomorrow, but yeah, that's maybe the high level intro.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think this idea of doing game jams is 100% we want people to do with the assets. I think we've done this with the 2D sprite sheets, then we also want to put more effort into getting the 3D models into people's hands. I mean, right now we were even talking about being in Nifty Island, and you can be your wizards in Nifty Island, and I'd love to hear a little bit more. I think we have a few minutes. For those that are curious about like the technical side, can you talk like a little bit about like how the games are verified? Like maybe if you took a game, like could you implement like Pac-Man in like a way that you can verify on crypto? How does this work?
Yeah, not to cut in too much here, but just if anybody wants to see an example of what Reeves is talking about here, or what Reeves is doing, pinned post at the top of this tweet, you can see a really cool example.
Yeah, so just to answer the question, basically the way it's verified is that we're running things on a rollup, but with a custom VM. So we have a RISC-V VM that's fully deterministic. For those not familiar, RISC-V is like this CPU architecture that's open source, and Cartesi, basically the rollup infrastructure provider we're using, made it deterministic and built out this rollup infrastructure that anyone can spin up app-specific rollups with. And we built Rives on top of that, imposing the constraints, adding an API and stuff like that. We started off by just trying to run Doom on chain, and we succeeded at doing that. You can play it on Rives.io, and then just thought about like what's the next step. Do we want to go more for high def games, AAA, like the typical high def game engine games, or maybe not? Maybe take a step back, because actually looking at like a lot of the old school games, a lot of them are more creative and unique, and also lend themselves quite well to blockchain. So there are also technical constraints potentially, right, around things. One thing to note is that you can also run, so you don't need to run the things on chain if you don't want to. All these games can also just run on any computer or in the browser. You can embed them into the site, so you're not like locked into anything. You can run anything however you want. But if you want to have them verifiable, you can just load them on Rives.io essentially afterwards.
So cool.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have about 1,000 questions, so everybody has like another 2 hours, right?
Yep. Go for it.
Go for it, Bridge.
Yeah, it's just so cool. I mean, like, there's so much talk about on-chain gaming and truly on-chain media, and you guys are just like on the cutting edge. So yeah, I could geek out for a while, and so yeah, I'm glad you guys all have another 2 hours.
Yeah, happy to chat anytime.
Sweet. I'm hoping to jump into this game jam. It looks so cool, and then also to grab the Forgotten Runes sprites is just so fun, man. It's awesome. It's one of the coolest collaborations we've had, and yeah, we're amped.
Likewise, super hyped.
Mux, I have a question. Okay, I'm one of those no-code artists. The game jam is probably not for someone like me, right? Like, you got to know at least the basics of coding to even jump in. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that would be reasonable to say. I'm also not a dev myself. I think I want to get to a state where I can also build a game, but it would require a little bit of coding, maybe through AI, or teaming up with someone else. I think is also a good good move.
Sure.
But yeah.
I mean, presumably, an artist at least could help make assets if they needed if someone needed that.
Yes.
But okay.
For sure.
So it starts tomorrow and goes till Saturday?
It starts tomorrow and lasts for 8 days, I think.
Oh, great. Yeah. So we're going to raid the community Discord after this episode. I'm going to try to find people in the community who want to take part, and we can maybe team up and live stream it in our Discord. Because, yeah, this looks really cool.
Sick. Awesome.
Super fun. Mux, the penguin on your PFP, is that a Linux penguin or is it something else?
It is, yeah. It's
Okay.
It's a tux. I AI generated it to make it look a bit more like me.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
You're pretty cute.
Thank you.
I'm audio clipping that.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah. Cool. Okay, well, anything else, Mux?
No, that's about it. Yeah, we're always available if you have any questions, if anyone has questions, and super excited to see what people come up with.
Yeah, there's also some prizes. We're putting up some warriors. So if
Right.
you like building games, you can win some warriors. Do you guys have like a list of like games that you're like hoping people will build? Like what are sort of things you would like hope to see, or do you have like requests for games that you want people to build there?
So one note is that for now we're only supporting single player games.
Okay.
There's a bunch of demakes that could be cool. We also have a theme for the jam, which is magic, which makes
Sure.
sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I think any kind of game. I mean, dungeon crawlers are an obvious one, but it could be anything. Like it could be like a small shooting game. It could be like something with magic, one where you're jumping. Like it could be something as simple as like a Flappy Birds game, but where I don't know, maybe there's some magic involved. So there's not we don't really have a list. We have a few things that we put on the Discord of ideas, but yeah, it can be you can go as creative as you want basically, and I think that's also the cool part is that since it's so you kind of have access to this end-to-end process since it's more low level when you
Right.
build a game. You can actually you're not tied to a specific physics engine. You're not you're kind of doing all of that yourself. So you're the types of games that can come out of this can be things that we've never seen before basically as well.
I have no idea how you can implement a physics engine that's verifiable on chain, but I feel like I'm gonna have to read the code for that one.
Yes. I probably wouldn't be able to explain it either, but yeah, the point is here you don't even need to use a physics engine. You're basically the idea is that you would be programming kind of the physics yourself as well. So you have
Right.
even a closer feel to the actual game development.
Sure.
But yeah, and we're also giving out some prizes. So on top of the warriors that you guys are giving out, we're giving out $500. Split between the first three submissions or winners, let's say.
Amazing.
$500 in warriors. That's a nice prize pool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Mux, a question for you. So if people are listening to this and do have questions for you, what's the best way for them to contact you or the team?
So the best way would be to hop into the Discord. I'm not sure if it's linked here directly. In the one we linked, I think it's linked in one of the other threads that I shared or that we shared on the Rives account. That would be the best way, but I'm also always available on DM. Like I'll check my DMs, and if I can answer there and redirect people as well. So anything works.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I was just poking around in the website, and there's definitely a Discord link in there too. So if people are listening to this and want to dig in further, really cool website. And yeah, grab that Discord link.
Appreciate that. Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. Tune into the workshop tomorrow if you're interested in that. And there's $500 and 2 warriors waiting for you.
Exactly.
So,
right. There's the workshop as well on Friday.
Right.
That might be tomorrow your time zone. I'm not sure. Depending where you are. Yeah.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Mux.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Really
Yeah,
excited.
thank you.
All right.
Cool. Okay, guys, we are almost out of time. Let's hit the Cult Content Chronicle compiled by
the illustrious
Tanya Del Rio.
Every damn week 81. I love the sound effect. Okay, guys, I'm going to need your help with this one because this is a big edition of the Chronicle. I think there's like almost 30 entries, but I'll start it off. Virgilus the Sorcerer has a beautiful piece of wizards battling over Kaiju Bay with a dragon. It's just a gorgeous piece. Virgilus the Sorcerer is the one who claimed, I think it's Mount Kirama on the map. So there's a lot of deep lore in this particular image.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of images commissioned of his Tengu and his soul that are in this picture. It's really great.
I love the energy in this piece.
Yeah,
so cool.
Getting lots of dynamic poses for them. Even like this one's like an action one, but the other one that I saw he submitted was just like his Tengu just kind of like eating ramen with his warrior at like a stand. So it's like really good.
Yeah.
Lots of life being brought to the character. Love it.
Yes, yeah. You can see the tension between these two wizards in this image. It's so good. Okay, Code Nino. Let's see. Shared some soul art by Crypto Critical. Man, I love seeing the souls in artwork. They're so much fun. VMark shared speaking of souls, a beautiful piece of soul art made by his son. Man, this is a highlight of this chronicle. I mean, just go look at it. It's fantastic. I love children's artwork.
That's a fridge piece for sure.
For sure. Yep. And then as we know, as we talked to earlier, Clooney the Rat has, I'm going to say, finished this particular piece on Nifty Island. Although Clooney may add more in time, but it's definitely ready for exploration. And in fact, there is an exploration happening right now on Nifty Island. So go check that out. We've got a new cult member. I think this is one of the this cult member came to us through the Ronin effect. Asterisk.Roan shared is building some lore around her wizzy, and she made a sort of younger counterpart to her wizard. Super cute. And then that same person has made just another beautiful piece of the same wizard, just a really cute chibi anime type wizard. And then another Ronin creator, jcart.roan, made this super cool piece of a bunch of wizards like summoning a Ronin crystal. Just so well done, jcart. We were even talking about this in the Magic Machine Discord. It's so good.
Yeah, I was really blown away by this. It feels like a screenshot out of a Titmouse trailer. So cool.
Yeah. Okay, Entropy, I'm going to throw it to you for this next piece.
Yeah, sounds good. And so next we have related to Meeple Dad's Treasure Trove Community Merch Box. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied there. A fun art piece. Who created this though? Oh, this was
I think
Tanya
it's
Tanya Del Rio. I should
Tanya,
have
right.
recognized the art style.
Yeah.
My brain is short-circuiting after last week. Now, this is incredible. And then to pair and follow up with that, Wild Mage hopped in and did a Shadows coloration version of it. That's really fun. I
It's
love all
so
the like
good.
dark purples and cool colors going on in here. Just a neat way
Yeah.
to bring it to life. Honestly, that should be a coloring sheet. I love this.
Yeah, I think
That's exactly what it is. It's a coloring sheet. So everyone should print it out and get doodling on it. We'll share it around. There is going to be some prizes. So get on there, color them up, share them online and in the Discord, and we'll give some prizes
How
away.
fun. I love that. We love an interactive piece. Matto, do you want to grab this next piece since this is yours?
Yeah, sure. So I had this was actually a bit of a surprise for me from Sai Sichi. He did Magus Devon in a beach outfit. So he's doing like a beach set. He's like getting like grabbing some people's like NFTs and like doing like a whole like kind of like beach promo with him. I really like how he actually translated her outfit into a swimsuit. It did like really well of kind of like having all the colors represented in there and make it like look like it while still being a swimsuit. So really great. I love his art. Love how he surprised me with this. So
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
amazing. I love how that was translated into the swimsuit.
yeah.
When I first saw this pop up on the feed, it was really reminding me of a new like subgenre of anime that I wasn't even aware of. That's like slice of life subgenre, but like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
you can
the
help me
beach
with the term.
episode.
Yeah, exactly. And the
Yeah.
just the like totally like chill, calm, like mundane life stuff. Like
Yeah.
very cool.
And
It
you
feels
take a
like I
break.
could see a whole video or a whole movie around it.
Yep. Fun.
Yeah.
And after that we have Justin with Other Guide Pro. He made a nice he made like some builds for the Forgotten Universe. So even in the CBT, he was like playing around with like different customization options. And he made like a little guide that kind of went over like the thought process behind like how he was making different builds and stuff. Really cool stuff. I'm glad to see that people are having fun with, even though it's very limited with this build, they're already having fun with kind of like character building and figuring out which classes they want to go to. So that's really great.
Yes. Go watch Justin's YouTube channel. I
Yes.
love when he covers Forgotten Runes content. He's just such a fun streamer.
Love that.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have him in the cult.
Yep.
Same
After
here.
that, we have Kagi.Ron. He also made like a kind of gameplay tutorial guide. So it kind of goes through like for anybody if you haven't played the Runeverse yet, so if you haven't had a chance to play like the closed beta, I think it's pretty good to kind of like dive in there, and it covers the basics, kind of goes over the tutorial, and I think it'll answer a lot of questions that I think a lot of people have preemptively when they come in and they like ask like how they like how do I do XYZ in the game. He does a really good job of covering that, so I think that's good.
Yeah, super
yeah.
good timer.
I am confused about one thing. Kagi said he's the CEO of Forgotten Runes, but I thought
That's true.
Dotta was, and so now I don't know who the CEO is. Dotta, can you shed some light on this?
I'm not even sure anymore.
Yeah.
Guys, he had the shirt on. He was wearing the shirt.
Yeah, he's only CEO on days where Dota is having Taco Tuesdays. It's Aggie's turn to take over.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just report to whoever sends my paycheck.
Kagi's not sending anybody a paycheck, so
I didn't think so.
Usually how it works.
I finally have the advantage.
Oh man. Okay, so this next piece from Zio.Ron is a video that is set to the tune of a very popular TikTok trend. If you have not watched this video, go give it a watch. This is one of my favorite pieces of content that has come out of the Runeverse CBT. It really tickles my giggle bone. The other interesting part of this too is we have a little bit of data behind this. This post from Zio was was the #1 total impressions for any Runeverse content that we were tagged in from last week. So he got we're looking at 33,000 impressions on that, followed by Kagi, Elisa, Luke Franks, and a few others in that top 10 too. So this is one of the best algorithm performing pieces out there. If you haven't seen it, go give it a watch.
Nice. I did not know that. That's cool, man. Love it.
Yeah, I love how he started off with like the "You shall not pass."
It's so
like,
good.
So good.
Wonderfully done. Hats off to him.
Anytime Yeah, anytime you pretend to be Gandalf, that's got to be a win.
You know? That's how he got all the views, obviously.
Wait, I do that every day.
Yeah.
Okay, Dotta, do you want to take these next ones?
Okay, the next one we've got. This is a tricky one. So Lucas Batero posted. Let's see, of an image. I think this one was from J-Mander, and it's an image of a warrior meeting J-Mander as a ghost. Love it. We've got another one from Lucas where it looks like he's modeling 3 wise imps. One of the things I love is the first image. If you don't look close, it almost looks like it's a physical sculpture, but it looks like it's digital turned physical. Pleasures is working on an app called ForgottenArtists.art, where artists can, of the Forgotten Runes, can have a portfolio. I love this. One of the earliest blog posts that we have on our website is a sort of really rough like directory of the artists who like take commissions in the cult. And so this is fun. It's like a dedicated app to the artists of the cult, the human artists of the cult. And Pleasures has posted like Ozma Bros work. I know that Danielle Lustra has some work up there. Check it out. Speaking of Danielle Lustra, she also has a piece that says "Happy Start to the Week, Wizards," which is a Corvid passing a drink to a wizard. I'd think twice about drinking that cup, given the way a Corvid is looking at him. And Tad has a image from Zora in the let's see. I think this is a Fat Wizard from the Fat Wizard collection. Yes. Oh man, the Forgotten Runes. I love it. The fat derivative meta was we never got what we should have there. I mean, after Fat Zukis, I was like, yes, this is going to be the meta for the week, and it didn't really take off. I was wrong. So the next,
They rug too fast.
sorry,
I was saying they rug too fast before it hit momentum.
They rug too
to rep
fast.
it a bit more.
They stole. Imagine what we could have had.
Yeah.
Fat cool
they stole
cats,
it.
fat punks.
Stole it.
Now, also, Feckless has a sketch of Rafik back in his bottle. I hope he likes it there. And Radagast has an alien version of his wizard. Two Crows Bazaar posts an image of a crow. And it says, "It feels like we've been doing this forever because we have. I just don't know how much longer I can go. He'll never stop traveling." And it's a post to the Two Crows lore. Okay, so one of the things that's really fun about the Two Crows Bazaar is that it appears that Two Crows was picked up by a new owner, and really, I love that. That idea that you can have character continuity across owners is so Forgotten Runes. It's a DAOX lab, Jen. I know you love this, Elf, so go ahead.
DAOX Lab, probably my favorite Gen artist, did this amazing piece of the Storm King, which is like the latest boss in the game, and it's just badass. I mean, I say this about DAOX Lab every time, which is like, I don't know how much of it is AI and how much of it is done by his hand, because it's just always so perfect. There's never any of the telltale signs of AI art in it. It's just perfection every time. And I also really love the character he chose to do, because that is a really cool boss in the game. I didn't even make it to that boss in the last build.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, but it's so cool. And then speaking of DAOX Lab, just another piece of a monk wizard on a broom with a like a quantum shadow wolf behind him. So badass.
So cool.
It's it's Wild Mage's Wiz. Perfect. You know what else I love, and I think I've seen this in DAOX Labs pieces before. I love seeing wizards wear tennis shoes. It's just so fun. There's something about it that just it for me that's very Forgotten Runes. It's very like ancient imagery, but there's like hints of modernity in it. It's so cool. Enchanter Orbis has been making a lot of really cool gens lately of his eyeball wizard, and this time he's teamed up with the Headless Wiz. super cool. Meeple Dad shared a little sneak peek of the Lego the Lego tower in the treasure trove. I think it is. That's what this is, right, Meeple, or is it some other thing? Is Meeple still up here? No, he's not up here anymore. But yeah, I think it's the Secret Tower kit in the upcoming treasure trove.
I think it's the kit that's going to be in the treasure trove that he's showing off here.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when I ever see that box shape, there's like something innate in me that thinks chicken nuggets. So they definitely got me hard with indoctrination as a kid because like it looked like.
Matto, that's hilarious.
First thing I thought was he's gonna open up and pick up some forgotten roots candy.
Hey, if I get a
chicken nuggets or Legos.
Yeah, if I get a chicken nugget with my Legos, I won't be too mad.
I laughed so hard when you said that, Matto, because those little boxes are exactly like it. No.
Yeah, it looks so like it. It's just like it triggers immediately. I thought I was like, oh, it's a chicken nugget box.
No, these boxes, if you go to the Lego store, I'm lucky enough to have one close to me. They have like the wall where they just have like tons of Lego. And the rule is whatever you can fit in the box, you can get for one price. And so I go with the kids and I like try to keep them distracted while I'm like snapping Lego pieces together, making it as compact as possible so I can sneak as much Lego into one box as I can.
That's
All
amazing.
right, that's real smart. It's for people who actually play with Legos too. It's like if you know how to build it up together, you can get more out of it.
All right, so Legos and chicken nuggets are confirmed in the next treasure trove. Okay, Curator shared some recent lore of their wizard Kudus. I think I pronounced that right. Zayla Soul shared a really fun pic of the comic and a horseshoe in his mouth. Zay, I love this image. It's so fun. You even have a sticker of your wizard on your phone. Great. Jason DeSande is keeping up with the Dancy Wizzy Vizzy Viddies. We are in number 57. Maple Dad is continuing with the Riddles in the Dark. Day 219. Very impressive, Maple Dad. Wait, is that it? No, a few more. Magic Monday News hosted special guest Ultra XBT. Go check that out. Igdual is continuing to post really beautiful gens of his wizard. Igdual, I'm curious if you have like an actual Laura that's been trained on your wizard because it looks perfect every time. And it's always the same three elements. You got the owl, you got the synthesizer board, and your wizard who seems to maintain his perfect costume every time. Very impressive. Let's see what else. Okay, and then as we said earlier, the treasure trove pre-order is live. I don't know about y'all, but I am going to put in my order as soon as Wizard Wednesday is over. And it looks like that's it.
All right. Hey, I had an idea. What about this? What if Entropy ran as DM for like a 1 hour one-shot campaign and we did it on Wizard Wednesday?
Ooh.
I mean, not like next week, but maybe in like after the open beta, maybe?
I would be very interested in this idea. I will say that at the top of my head, I do feel like I can actually think of a couple people that might be a better DM than myself, but I am so down to facilitate or run this in whatever capacity.
Yeah, but are they going to know Forgotten Runes?
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm down to scheme on this, though. This is an excellent idea.
Okay.
Wait, are you suggesting like a Dungeons and Dragons game on Wizard Wednesday? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Entropy is the DM. You, me, Bear, Matto, whoever wants to join up.
Yeah, sounds good.
We're the party. Entropy makes a campaign, takes us, an hour or two.
Dotta, that's a really fun idea, and like you just now sprung it on me at the end of Wizard Wednesday, but I love it.
Okay, great.
I'm totally down. No, this sounds so fun.
Do you have like Dungeon Master experience? Is that why he's nominated?
Yeah.
So I have not actually DM'd for a campaign before, but I have played in, I think I'm on my 5th campaign total of like pretty long ones there. And I have always had interest to DM. I've just never stepped up to the plate. So maybe this will be the first time.
Yeah, your first campaign will be in front of an audience of like 300 people live.
Loosely borrowed from the Wizards of the Coast system with our wizards laid on top. There's a path here, though. This could be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
We could also recruit Kingsley, Wild Mage's friend who knows the cult, or we'll bring back Dungeon Master Dean, who ran our games back in the day. All the above.
You know, let me see though. There may be a little bit of bargaining here. I may have to convince you to approve my expense purchase for that teenage engineering medieval.
Yeah, you're gonna need a soundboard.
You're gonna need it.
For work.
Yeah. Now it's for work. Now we can. The IRS, if you're listening, this is for work.
You got to use it as transition music while you're DMing in between scenes.
It's true. We can't use. We can't use the clip from Justin's video of him yelling for everything. You guys will get tired of it if I keep hitting that button. I have one more tack on thing that was not necessarily included in the Cult Content Chronicle, but like we did last week, now every week moving forward after the Wizard Wednesday space, the Forgotten Runes House of Wizards DAO will be holding a Discord voice session directly after this show. And so if you want to hear about any updates from the DAO, kind of interesting stuff that they're doing around cult content, the bounty board, et cetera, hop into voice chat after this and get up to speed with what they're working on.
Great.
Fantastic. Anything else from anybody? Bridge, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say what Entropy said. So I'm just going to say it different. We're raiding the Discord. Everybody jump in there. I'm almost done downloading Nifty Island. We're going to talk DAO stuff. A quick note on that Pleasures community creation. That was a bounty board item that he just ran with. Just created a POC, boom, threw it up there. So yeah, we'll talk about that in the Discord because we're wrapping up here. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff going on with the DAO. So please join us and let's have some fun.
I love the bounty board. Okay, Entry, fire up that song.
Sounds good.
There it is. You had it ready. All right. This has been Elf Dotta. Oh, we forgot to say Bearsnake's out today. I don't know if anybody even noticed. Entropy, Maddow, Bridge, Meeple Dad, Bucks from Reeves, and all of the wizards, the Forgotten Runes Wizards Cult, channeling out from the Quantum Down. GN, everybody.
Bye.
Later, y'all.
It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Kobolds and Dream Master Sword. Putting their root on the door. It's Wizard Wednesday forevermore. Wizard Wednesday, lore at the core. We are a cult with a world of our own. Never forgotten or magic is known. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Let's read from the book of lore. Legendary wizards at the core. Don't get lost in the quantum shadow. Abracadabra is our magical manifesto. Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. Eat a donut, set your soul on fire. The sacred flame on a funeral pyre. The seventh gate with golden locks. The nightmare imp with a treat box.